And in today's review, we have this rather lovely thing. And before I start, I need to weigh in on the pronunciation. So I've heard it called the Tigon, the Tijon, but I think it's neither. I think it's the Tigon. And why do I think that? Well, in the perfectly normal and reasonable world of big cat breeding, you know, that perfectly normal world inhabited by people like Carole Baskin and Joe Exotic. Well, in that world, a Tigon is a crossbreed between a tiger and a lion, with a male lion and a female tiger giving you a Liger, and a male tiger and a female lion giving you a Tigon. And as I say, this is all perfectly normal and reasonable and in no way cruel. So the reason I think this is how they named it, because even though the original car is named after the Di Tommaso P72, I think the name comes from their most famous and arguably one of the most beautiful cars ever made, the Pantera. With obviously Pantera being the name of the genus that lions and tigers belong to. So that might seem a little bit out there, but I know Rockstar do have a habit of putting a decent amount of effort into some of the names for these cars. So I don't think I'm far wrong, but if you've got a different theory, do jump in the comments and let me know. Right, now that I've whittled on about the name, let's have a look at the actual car. Now, this is actually the third time I've tried to review this car. It was on offer just over a year ago, and I recorded the lap, and never got it edited. And then it was on offer again, about 6 months ago, and I recorded another lap, and never got it edited. So now it's on offer for a third time. I decided come hell or high water, I was getting this review done and out this week. So here we go. You've got to start with the way this thing looks, because as I say, it's based on the P72, which is a pretty stunning car to begin with, but the way they've put it together is absolutely fantastic. It's gorgeous. I love those exhausts coming out of the top of the engine cover. I love the engine note. It has a much racier engine note than some of the other supercars, and also it has a much racier feel. If you saw my review earlier this week on the Osiris, that feels like a very calm, very planted, very stable, quite chuckable supercar. This is completely the opposite. This is a complete nutcase of a car. It's very loose. There is downforce, but it is very loose. It's very twitchy, and that makes it difficult and challenging to drive, but also a whole load of fun when you get it right. The other problem with this car is this suffers really badly from the same thing that I've complained about with so many of the other supercars, but not the Osiris as it happens, and that's that this has a massive fat ass. And when you combine that with it being twitchy, that can mean that getting through traffic in this thing is not always easy. You're not going to do it that well without crashing, so it's not always going to be the best choice for a getaway car. But you know what? It's not a half bad choice for a race car, because it's certainly quick enough. It's a very quick car. It's not at the top of the list, you'll see when we get round to the various tests. It's certainly not the fastest supercar, but it is one of the quicker ones, and it looks the part. And if you choose one of these for a race, I can pretty much guarantee you'll be the only person in one. So even if you lose, you'll be a damn good looking second place. So let's have a look at top speed. Now this could be tricky because it feels faster, and with that screaming engine note, everything about the car tells you it's going an awful lot faster than the Osiris did when I did that test just a day or so ago. But is it actually covering ground any quicker? Both of them had a really nice clean run up, so we're just coming to the end of the straight mile here, so let's have a look at what it did, and it is a 30.14. So that's a fraction of a second faster and about 1 mile an hour faster in a straight line than the Osiris. So even though it feels quicker, and I've got to admit, a lot of that feel probably comes from the twitchy handling, and some of it will come from that absolutely screaming engine note, which makes you feel like you're driving a full-on race car. But the result is a decently quick car, combined with decent, albeit twitchy handling. It's not a bad buy. It's not a bad buy, and it is on offer this week. So for my usual summary, what do we think? Well, this is normally a pretty expensive car. It normally comes in at 2.3 million. This week you're going to pick it up for 30% off, which should bring it in at around 1.7 million plus your customization. 1.6, 1.7 million. Which in itself is not a bad price for a supercar in this game. Is it the best supercar? No. Is it the fastest? No. Is it absolutely bloody gorgeous? Yes, 100%. This is a stunning looking car. It's very different to a lot of the other supers in the game. And I definitely admit it's got to have that kind of love it or loathe it thing about it. Some people will absolutely hate how this looks. I think it looks great. But for 1.6 million, I think this is a steal. And I think if you're collecting or racing, there's definitely got to be a place for this in your garage, especially on this offer. And the other thing about this that is odd is it does seem to go on offer quite often. I'm pretty sure this is the third time this particular car has been on some offer of sort at some point over the last year. And looking at the time, this got round the track in 8:39, which is not too shabby at all. It's a touch quicker than the Osiris. It puts it a decent way up the leaderboard. It's not troubling the top, but do you know what? It's close enough that in a race you're probably going to do okay with this. So here's where it sits on the lap board, and I hope that was useful. I'll see you all in the next one, unless I catch you all on this week's stream, which is looking to go ahead. We did miss last week, but it's looking like this week's is going to be going ahead just fine. So I'll see you all soon. Thanks for watching.